Welcome to the deep dive. Today our mission is really to crack the code on these silent communicators shaping how you see every single brand.
Hmm.
We're talking about color and typography, the two things that set the emotion, the trust, the recognition, way before you read any marketing stuff.
Yeah, it's really tapping into something primal. The research here is, it's pretty astonishing, actually. Consumers are making these big judgments about brands within like 90 seconds.
90 seconds, that's incredibly
It
fast.
is. And here's the kicker. Somewhere between 62 and 90% of that judgment, it's based purely on color.
Wow. I bet, you listening right now, you've definitely judged a brand, thought, oh, that looks professional, or that feels luxury,
Hmm.
just from a color shade, or maybe the style of the font, without even thinking about the data behind that feeling.
Exactly. And this visual stuff, it's absolutely critical,
Yeah.
especially, in markets modernizing quickly, like, say, Bangladesh. Local brands there really need this sophisticated visual language to stand out against, well, huge global players.
Right, to differentiate.
Precisely.
Mm.
And the data just backs this up. Using the right color scheme consistently can boost brand recognition by up to 80%.
80%, that's huge.
It's massive. And think about this. 85% of consumers say color is a primary reason they pick one product over another.
Okay, so this isn't just about looking good.
Not at all. It's commerce, pure and simple.
All right, let's unpack those colors then, the ones driving trust, loyalty. Which colors, globally speaking, make us feel like we can trust a brand?
Well, globally, the big ones for trust are blue. It's about 54% of people citing that.
Yeah.
And then black, pretty close behind at 44%.
Interesting, blue and black.
Yeah. And we also see these strong emotional links, Yellow often links to happiness in studies. Brighter colors might signal surprise, maybe urgency.
Okay, hold on a second. If blue is the most trusted color for over half the people, how does that fit with other studies? The ones that sometimes link blue with sadness. Seems like a bit of a contradiction.
That's a really great question because it highlights just how vital context is.
Okay.
Those emotional links, like blue and sadness, they often come from, let's say, isolated lab settings.
Hmm.
But in branding, in the real world, blue signals stability, competence, reliability. That's where the trust comes from.
Ah, I see. Different context.
Exactly. And maybe most importantly, you always have to remember local interpretation, culture. That always adjusts these global numbers. You've got to be culturally sensitive. What means trust here might mean something totally different, like power or even warning somewhere else.
That's a crucial point. And it leads us nicely into typography, doesn't it? The other visual pillar. Often feels like a bit of an afterthought, just picking a font that looks okay.
Yeah, but it's so much more than just aesthetics. Monotype, they've done surveys confirming the typeface itself really shapes the perceived personality of a brand, the emotion.
So the font talks too.
It's a direct communication tool, absolutely. There's even some thought in design practice that, fonts that are easier to read might actually boost trust. What's definitely clear, though, is when you use well-chosen typographic hierarchies, clear headings, subheadings, body text, things like charts, data, people find them, quote, more striking, easier to grasp.
Okay, so you choose the right color, the right font, but then comes the really hard part, maybe. Consistency. If you nail the elements but use them inconsistently, it kind of all falls apart, right?
Oh, absolutely. Consistency is currency, as you said.
Yeah.
Use colors or fonts inconsistently. That creates cognitive dissonance. It just weakens recall fast.
Cognitive dissonance, right. Like something just feels off.
Exactly. And there are horror stories, basically. The sources mentioned this famous cautionary tale. A major brand tweaked its main color, just a tiny shift in the shade, just slightly. But it led to huge consumer confusion. A drop in loyalty reportedly cost millions in brand equity. That tiny change broke the visual promise.
Millions lost over a shade shift. Wow. So how do brands avoid that multi-million-dollar mistake? It's got to be about structure, right? Governance.
Precisely. You have to start by defining your core emotional traits. What do you want to be? Energetic, trustworthy, luxurious. Then you get technical. Define the exact color values, RGB for screens, CMYK for print, HEX for web. Get that documented.
So everyone uses the exact same blue or red or whatever it is.
Exactly. That technical bit, having the RGB, CMYK, HEX values nailed down, that's what stops those tiny expensive shifts across different media. Fidelity.
And it's more than just the exact shade, isn't it? It's rules about how you use it.
Correct. Good governance includes rules, like maybe your primary color has to cover, say, at least 60% of your visuals,
Yeah.
something like that. It creates coherence.
Right. Makes sense.
That visual coherence, it just reduces friction, helps
Okay.
people get your brand faster, it communicates your values instantly.
And you see this in the big leagues, right? Like Coca-Cola.
Right.
That specific red, that script font, you know it anywhere in the world instantly. It's visceral.
Totally. Or think locally, maybe Bangladesh Television, BTV. Since independence, their logo used that red disc, the green line, deliberately echoing the national flag.
Ah, smart. Tying into national identity.
Right. That immediately built familiarity,
Mm.
trust. It was a strategic visual choice rooted in culture.
What a fascinating area. Okay, so summing up this deep dive, the core takeaway seems crystal clear. Color and typography, they're not just decoration, they are foundational. They can drive, what, up to 80% of brand recognition?
That's the number.
And getting them right needs a structured approach. Choosing, testing, documenting, iterating, it's serious business.
Absolutely. So maybe we leave you, the listener, with this thought.
Yeah.
We know roughly half of consumers pick one brand over another just because of color. So think about a brand you use every day. What tiny visual detail, maybe a secondary color, a little font choice, are you judging right now without even realizing it?